I don't believe what I just saw.
This is one of the great moments in the history of baseball.
I believe in miracles. Yes!
Is this the dagger?
May 31st, on today's episode, it was brother versus brother down at the X. The Thrashers settle down and finally face reality. The King takes on a whole team and wins. Another terrible basketball movie with lots of NBA cameos. Even people named Brad can have great playoff runs. Riley makes an unthinkable change of location. New Jersey is not a place to believe in miracles. Plus, celebrity hairdresser Aaron O'Brien joins the show to judge this week's Dork Draft about who had the best and worst hairstyles and facial hair in sports history. All that and just tons more on this May 31st episode of This Day in Sports.
That's probably one of your best intros, Mike.
Yeah. It's in the top 15.
It's top 15 for sure.
Yeah. I felt good.
Thank you so much for bringing up best and worst hairstyles and facial hair, because you're only going to get the best hairstyles and facial hair treatment here at Cabin. Cabin, of course, is where we record from all the time. We love it back here. Smells great, looks great, probably tastes great. Haven't had anything to eat here that was from here yet. But I'll tell you, if you want to get a haircut, you want to get your beard trimmed, you come on down to Cabin. Then if you want to get on something from a gentleman's perspective, like a wallet, a belt, a keychain,
a cigar clipper.
Cigar clipper.
It's not just grooming items. I think we don't make that clear enough. It's not just grooming stuff.
Not just grooming.
And Father's Day is coming up.
Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, good point,
Great
Frank.
point, Frank.
That's why we gave you a real mic.
That's it. Father's Day coming up.
And it works.
Perfect place to check it out. And if you want to see all about it, cabinforlife.ca. Jump on there, see what's going on. 3 locations in the GTA, including this one here in Port Credit, Union Station, and right downtown Toronto. Listen, you're going on, you're going to get in a GO train, you're going to get a Via, you're going to get on the subway, you're at Union Station, you're thinking, wow, Father's Day is coming up. What do? Go to Cabin, get them a gift right there. Every dad will love all those things in Cabin. Cabin for Life. What a place, great place to get. Hey,
you're almost
so good.
Damn it.
You're almost
Cabin for Life. Check it out. Cabin, the place. Get yourself a great haircut. Get yourself a beard trim. Get yourself a gift for your father for Father's Day. Mike, were you coaching?
I was
nice.
just hoping with you.
We did it.
Yeah, no,
It felt like at the end you were just kind of throwing out words.
I was going too long. I wasn't going too long, but it's fantastic.
You're enthusiastic.
Fantastic to be here. And I'm not going to do anything else other than to pass it over to Matt Kippen, who's going to give us our first happening May 31st.
May 31st, 1979, at Toronto's Exhibition Stadium, Tigers pitcher Pat Underwood made his MLB debut starting a game versus the Blue Jays. Taking the mound against him that day was his older brother, Tom. Detroit won the game 1-0 with Pat yielding just 3 hits in 8 1/3 innings for the win. Tom pitched a complete game, giving up just 6 hits and taking the loss. That's pretty amazing, eh?
Yeah.
Playing against your brother. So before this, there were 4 sets of pitching brothers to face each other.
Okay.
The others being Virgil and Jesse Barnes, Phil and Joe Necro, and Jim and Gaylord Perry.
Yeah.
Since this 1979, this meeting between the Underwoods, there have been 4 more.
The Weavers?
Okay, yeah, the Weavers. So that would be Jared and Jeff Weaver. I think they were the most recent in 2009.
I don't know if I could. We don't
Brothers.
want to go on too long. Here,
No,
so
I'll tell you the others.
Yeah.
Alan and Andy Bennis.
Oh, of course,
Right.
yeah.
Pedro and
Ramon
Martinez.
of course,
And this next one you should get. You
Ashby.
Well, I don't have it here, but think Hall of Fame. Okay, so it's Greg and Mike Maddox.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we could have got
If I'd
there.
had a little time, I could have.
That's pretty good.
That,
That's a good trivia.
We are trying to make people listen.
Yes.
How long did Ramon play for?
Long time. He was a good pitcher.
Ramon was good. They were both Dodgers at one point.
Wow.
Yeah.
They actually thought Ramon was going to be the better pitcher.
Injuries.
For a long time, yeah.
Injuries.
And to be clear, there have
for
been
Ramon.
a lot of brother pitchers who pitched on same teams and stuff. These are just the ones who pitched directly
against
against
each other.
against each
Yeah, and the
other.
Bennis's were on the same team at one point too. They were the Cardinals, I think, together at one point. But that's interesting. It's a great one, Matt. Matt, hot start.
Hot start. That was
Let's see if we
1979.
can cool that off.
Mike, cool it off for us.
You want me?
would you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can cool that shit
You're the
off.
cooler.
Okay. Cleveland's LeBron James, you may have heard of him, friend of the show, scored a career playoff high 48 points in leading Cleveland to a 109-107 double OT win over Detroit in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. He became the first player in NBA history to score 25 straight points for his team in a playoff game and scored 29 of the Cavs' last 30 points in that game. This was in 2007. I don't think I said that. In 2007. The Cavs won Game 6 that year to advance to the finals, and they were crushed by San Antonio in 4 games. Cleveland's second highest scorer in that series against Detroit, other than LeBron, Daniel Gibson.
Daniel Gibson.
This is why I have this theory of talking about championships is in a team game, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because LeBron, yes, he lost the finals that year. His second best player on his team was Daniel Gibson.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't win 10 championships.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was one of the years, though. I do remember watching that game because the Pistons are my team.
Yeah, that must have been hard.
It was awful and amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
He was hitting fadeaway threes with 3 guys draped all over him. They clearly weren't going to guard anybody else because they weren't worried that somebody else was going to score, and he just kept doing it.
Yeah.
It was one of the great performances I've ever seen. I wasn't there; I watched it on TV, but
Yeah, and they'd foul him, and he'd just go, hit the shots.
yeah, like he was just. It really was his coming out party as maybe the best player in the game at the time.
Now, 1993, not as exciting, but still, 1993, legendary head coach Herb Brooks stepped down as head coach of the New Jersey Devils. After just one season, he was replaced by Jacques Lemaire, who led them to their first ever Stanley Cup in 1995. Herb Brooks, of course, coached the Miracle on Ice, and also, I believe, played by Carl Malden in the movie. So, Carl Malden has come up a few times on this podcast recently. So, continue to enjoy Carl Malden references as This Day in Sports continues on its journey.
The kids love the Carl Malden jokes.
And this would also be, the neutral zone trap era.
Yes.
For the
kind of boring hockey if they had a
hockey,
lead, but
and for
it
this,
worked.
Yeah, they won the Stanley Cup in 1995. Do you know who the Conn Smythe winner was
Conn Smythe
for that Stanley Cup?
John McClane.
It was Claude Lemieux.
Oh,
Lemieux. Yes, it was Carl Malden.
Okay,
played by Carl.
It was played by Carl Malden. Yeah.
Thank you,
Matt.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's go. 1997. Ila Borders became the first woman to throw a pitch in a professional baseball game. She entered in the 6th inning of a game between the Northern League's St. Paul Saints and Sioux Falls. So she struggled in her appearance that day, allowing 3 earned runs without getting an out. But the next day, she came in and she struck out the side. She was also the first woman to pitch in a men's college baseball game in 1994 when she retired the first 10 batters she faced and took a shutout into the 8th inning. So pretty amazing. She's got a book, Making My Pitch, A Woman's Baseball Odyssey. And I was listening to or watching her speak, and she was talking about how when she got to Southern California College, she was a pitcher, but she'd have to go hit at the plate, right? So she went to the plate 11 times and says she got hit all 11 times. Not got a hit.
Yeah, got hit.
Got hit.
Yeah.
So some real resilience for her to just
Yeah.
break that barrier. That's amazing.
While I'm thinking about before we get to our next one there, Mike, we should point out the Carl Malden expose went into was with Nate Cordry, who, if you got a chance or a fan of Barry, recently appeared on Barry just after we had him on the show. So check out that appearance by Nate Cordry, friend of the show. Nate Cordry.
Like legit friend of the show.
Yeah. On Barry. Fantastic job.
I like how during that whole thing about Ila Borders, you were thinking about Carl Malden.
I can't stop thinking about Carl Malden. I'm not joking. I can't stop thinking about Carl Malden.
I'm going to keep on a movie theme. Carl Malden was not in this movie, but in 1996, Eddie, maybe they needed Carl Malden.
They did.
Eddie, a comedy about a fan who somehow becomes head coach of the Knicks, was released in theaters. The film starred Whoopi Goldberg as Eddie, a fan who had loyally sat in the bleachers at MSG for years before being given this chance on some kind of fan contest. After getting the job, she manages to steer the sad sack Knicks back to relevancy and to the precipice of playoff contention by connecting with the players and earning their respect on and off the court.
Yeah.
She also exposed an evil plot by the owner who was planning to sell the team to someone who would move them to St. Louis. Oh, that classic tale. Anyway, the movie, I have never seen it.
How many Oscars?
I think it was jobbed. People were really mad it didn't win. There's a lot of NBA stars from the time in it, though. John Sally, Mark Jackson, Rick Fox, Greg Ostertag, Malik Sealy, Marv Albert's in it, Chris Berman's in it, Walt Frazier's in it, Donald Trump, Ed Koch, Rudy Giuliani, Fabio, and David Letterman all have cameos.
Time capsule.
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's
All those
right.
people, you know the era.
Yeah.
You just picture that era.
Just watch that movie. You'll know everyone that was anyone.
Didn't she also make a movie called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh or something like that? It was a basketball thing.
That's not her.
No?
But that's a
It
movie.
was?
Yeah, that's a real.
like
that's a
a
movie.
Disney.
That's
somebody.
Dr. J's in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
I thought she was in it. I thought it was.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's before Whoopi was famous.
Do you say whoopee or whoopee?
Whoopi, I guess, is right.
You have like, yeah,
I'm
it's
saying
called
Whoopi, aren't I?
You say whoopee.
Whoopi. I don't watch The View enough.
Now you're from St. Catharines, right?
Yeah, that's so-
the accent.
But I like the way you
explains a
say Detroit, too.
All right, moving on.
Mike clicks a little bit, but not a lot.
I would like to say, though, that's a pretty good, like that tanking plot,
Yeah.
that plot device, the tanking owner. You
Yeah.
see that a lot, don't you? Like
Yeah,
Major League.
Major League for sure. Yeah.
I guess maybe even
the
Ted
National.
Lasso.
The National had a little bit of that vibe in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1977, first baseman Joe Torre was hired as player manager of the New York Mets, replacing Joe Frazier, who was fired after the team started the season 15-30. Torre retired as a player after that season and ended up leading the Mets for 4.5 years, finishing an average of 28 games out of first place in the NL East in that span. Torre managed the Mets, Braves, and Cardinals for a total of 13 seasons before coming to the Yankees in 1996, where we've been told he did pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He finally found his team.
If you remember when he was hired, the back pages of all the New York papers were like, this is a terrible... Because he had next to no success anywhere else.
Yeah.
They were all like, they thought Steinbrenner had lost his mind, and this is
Yeah.
a terrible hire. And then all he did was win their first World Series. And
Did he win right away though when he
First
came
year.
into the team?
1996.
Like
Immediately
right out of
won.
the gate.
and
Yeah,
then
he
like
really won.
Didn't they go for like the playoffs
He won
12 times in like 12
Yeah, he won the
seasons?
World Series 4 out of 5 years.
Yeah.
The first 5 years he was there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I mean, again, I think I could have managed that team and we'd have done pretty well.
Yeah, sure. It's a lot of egos. You know, you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, also a lot of really good players.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. And every year they needed somebody, they got him.
Yeah.
That was the team. And
Yeah.
don't forget that he was managing teams that had like a lot of like rehashed players, guys like Strawberry and Doc
Yeah.
Gooden, and guys that were obviously brought in guys to win championships like Wade Boggs, but
He did seem to be able to squeeze the best
Yeah.
out of guys who were
Ruben Sierra, like
Yeah.
guys came around that
Wade Boggs.
he just took them off the bench when he needed them and got something out of them that you thought they were done.
Yep.
But yeah, Joe Torre in 1977, that was May 31st, 1977. And that's only 6 years after he won MVP with the Cardinals, and he was managing and struggling at first and then obviously coming back. So
It came
Also
around.
worked as a broadcaster from 1985 to 90 with
Yeah.
the Angels. Like
I didn't
there's
know
this,
that.
yeah, there's this weird 5-year
I did not know
time
that.
when he was working as a broadcaster.
broadcaster, huh? And now he's working in the commissioner's office. Where are we at?
We are at 1997. Edmonton defeated Philadelphia 3-1 at the Northlands Coliseum to win Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It was the Oilers' third Cup win in 4 years. This year's final was between the only two teams to reach 100 points in the regular season. Flyers goalie Ron Hextall was given the Conn Smythe Trophy as MVP of that year's playoff. He was only the fourth player to win it despite playing for the losing team. So the others were Reggie Leach, Glenn Hall, Roger Crozier, and since 1987, only one player from the losing team has won the award since then, and it's J.S. Giguère,
Oh yeah,
Anaheim in 2003. In this 1987 Edmonton Cup, it was Gretzky's third, and Gretzky, after getting the cup, he immediately gave it to, do you remember who he immediately gave it to? This is 87.
Daryl Sittler.
Gave it
No.
gave it to somebody who really needed it,
the kid in the commercials.
Steve Smith.
Oh, his own goal.
The year before,
His own
Steve
goal.
Smith had accidentally scored on his
Yeah.
own net in the Smythe
Yeah.
Division Final, knocking the Oilers
Nice.
out of the playoffs.
Good
Yeah,
for him.
forever and ever. Every
And
time.
that happened on his birthday.
Steve Smith
Yeah, Steve Smith scored on his 23rd birthday. But
on his own net.
yeah,
that
and
was
it was his rookie year, his 23rd birthday.
I didn't know it was his rookie year, but I do know
Yeah,
that
I
his
think he had
entire
pl-
career, every time he had the puck behind the net, everyone would scream, shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shoot it,
I mean, he
shoot
might have
it.
played like 2 games in a season before, but that was considered his rookie year. And then,
God. God.
anyway, that's why when they
won a
won
cup.
this cup, Gretzky
Gretz
gave it to
doing it
Steve
class.
Smith. And
Wayne
they all knew.
Gretzky, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Wayne Gretzky. That's a great story.
That's a great story. This will not be as good. 1973. The Cubs scored 10 unearned runs in the first inning of a game against Houston at Wrigley Field to win the game 16-8, which is 10 unearned runs. The inning actually began with the Astros pitcher Dave Roberts retiring the first 2 Chicago hitters on groundouts. So all of this happened with 2 outs. The sequence then went as followed. Single to left, hit batter, E5, bases loaded. Single to left, single to center, single to left. Jim Ray replaces Dave Roberts on the mound and issued 3 consecutive walks, and then he was replaced after 3 batters by Cecil Upshaw, who then threw a run-scoring wild pitch on his first pitch, then threw an intentional walk, and then allowed back-to-back run-scoring singles, before finally getting someone named Carmen Fanzone to pop up in foul territory for the 3rd out. The Cubs scored the 10 runs without the benefit of an extra base hit.
Wow.
So after the first inning, you're like, yeah,
That's a meltdown.
we're not gonna win today.
A lot to unpack there. That's
Yeah.
I love that Jim Ray comes in, just walks 3 guys, and is like, I got nothing. Like, he's done. Just comes in.
You better get somebody else in here.
But also, like, these Jim Ray, Cecil Upshaw, good pitchers out of the pen.
Dave Roberts threw a no-hitter.
No hitter, had great seasons as well. These aren't bad pitchers.
Nope, they just had a really, errors in there too, right? Like they're all unearned runs.
Yeah.
So but yeah,
Carmen Fanzone. What a name! Yeah. Like they had to have done the fan zone for fan zone.
You would hope so.
I hope Carmen was up long enough to get it.
I believe he also played the trumpet as well. He may have even done a national
that's
anthem.
Chuck Mangione.
No, look it up.
It is.
Look it up.
You're confused.
Carmen Fanzone is like professional or like. He can play the trumpet.
Hey, I don't think Matt would make that up. I don't think he would have made that mistake.
I think, okay.
I'm capable of that kind of mistake, but not Matt. Okay. Let's see. Which of these 2 guys I don't like do I want to go with? I'll go with Corey Perry. He scored the game-winning goal in 2021 late in the second period as Montreal defeated the Leafs 3-1 in Game 7 of the first round of the NHL playoff series in Toronto's Scotiabank Centre. Now, this is the same series that Tavares was knocked out by Corey Perry, and it was the 4th Game 7 goal of his career, placing him among the leaders and active assholes. Yeah, players, guys, come on. This is just a typo.
We are this close to having Corey Perry come on the show.
Friend of the show. That actually is how you get Corey Perry on the show.
Maybe, yeah.
You call him out. Antagonize, and then he comes here, doesn't go on the show, just takes one of these mics and wraps it around my head.
Shows up here, buys some beard balm, and then gets the hell out of here. Screw you guys.
I think Montreal then took out Winnipeg in the second round.
I don't even want to talk about Corey Perry anymore.
Okay, Matt, you better do the
all-time leader in points and goals, I believe, for the London Knights, Corey Perry. Class act. See how I turned it around?
Yeah, well, speaking of Winnipeg, in
2011,
at a May 31st, 2011, at a press conference at the MTS Center in Winnipeg, it was announced that the NHL's Atlanta Thrashers were officially sold to the True North Sports and Entertainment. The team was immediately renamed the Jets and relocated to Winnipeg, where they began playing in October of that year, giving Winnipeg NHL hockey again for the first time since 1996.
Wow.
Can you guys explain to me, Frank, I think it's really stupid that the Winnipeg Jets statistics from the first era of the NHL are not counted with the against or compared, So in other words,
they're with the old
They're
Thrashers.
with the Thrashers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is the dumbest. I think it should just be the Winnipeg Jets. When you played for Winnipeg for a team named the Jets, the player that has the most goals in a season is Mark Scheifele or whoever it is, right? Or it's Teemu Selanne.
Yeah.
But they're treated like 2 different teams, 2 different franchises, and Winnipeg's records carry over to Phoenix.
That's right.
Or to Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that is
Yeah.
So Shane Doan is the leading, played
Goal
the most
scorer.
games in Winnipeg Jets history.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's really stupid.
It is dumb.
I think the Coyotes should be their own team.
Yeah.
If you play in Winnipeg for a team named the Jets, that's, your statistics are all that way.
Well, that's going to be interesting if something like Montreal gets the Expos again or something like that, because then the Nationals have all their records.
I know. Yeah. It's the same thing. I feel like the city takes such pride in the team. It's such a source of civic pride. And, fans always debate who was the greatest player and stuff. It's such a stupid, fan inconsiderate thing to do, I think, to do stuff like that. They're not the only team. It's just made me think of it when we were talking about it.
Yeah, no, it does hurt. It does. I think we still talk about it like
Yeah.
they were the Jets.
Of
They're
course.
the Jets with
That's
the
my
Jets.
point
That's
exactly.
it.
Is
Yeah.
like, who was the greatest goalie? Well, it was,
Yeah.
but now in the record books, it's like some guy who played for Phoenix.
And
Yeah.
who
Well-
in the NHL, like, why would they even follow that path? I don't understand. Doesn't
That's what
make
I'm
any
saying.
sense.
I don't know why they do that. Is that
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's more complicated, I think.
Yeah.
First goal for the new Winnipeg Jets. Do you know who scored it?
First one.
Steve Smith.
You probably won't. It's Nick Antropov.
Nick Antropov. Nice.
And the last goal for the old Jets.
Last goal for the old
So
Jets.
this was April 28th, 1996, in a playoff loss to the Red Wings.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Defenseman.
At that game, defenseman
It's a tough one.
Carlisle.
Norm McIver.
Norm McIver. That's a real tough one. Yeah. Yeah, I remember being in that game. It was awful. Just so sad. One thing I did love, just because this just popped in my head when you said this, the other night I was watching Carolina play, and there was just a sea of red and one guy with a Whalers jersey on. And I was like, right in the front row, too. I was like, that's amazing.
Old note.
Yeah.
Okay, 1999, the Memorial Day Miracle. After nearly having the ball stolen by Stacey Ogman, San Antonio's Sean Elliott tiptoed along the sidelines, keeping his heels raised and barely avoiding stepping out of bounds several times, lofted a high arching three-point shot over the outstretched arm of Portland's Rasheed Wallace with 9 seconds left to give the Spurs an 86-85 lead. Those 9 seconds were the only time in the entire game that they led. They trailed by 18 in the third quarter, and Portland failed to score on their final possession, and San Antonio escaped for the win. Just interestingly, in Portland, they do not call it the Memorial Day Miracle. They call it the shot.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, listen, 2 great college basketball players, Stacey Ogman, Sean Elliott.
Yeah.
Seeing those names again is so good.
I know. Next.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Wow, all the way back to me. Okay, I'll give you one more of these. In 1991, New York Knicks announced that they'd hired Pat Riley to be the new head coach. Riley lasted 4 seasons in New York, leading the Knicks to the finals in 1994, though he could not get them over the hump. This leads me to thinking of, because Mike gave me a terrific book called Blood in the Garden, which is about the Knicks of that era. Highly, highly recommended for our fans out there. Check out Blood in the Garden about the New York Knicks in the 90s. It's fantastic.
That was from both of us.
Oh, you signed the card?
Yep, that was from
great.
both of us.
Frank too? Frank might as well.
Frank got in there too.
Frank with new forward by Frank Russo.
Another thing about Pat Riley,
Yeah,
great hair.
thank you. And
Alluding to later.
great tie into our draft. Matt, any quick hits?
Yeah, let's do some quick hits. You're not going to believe this, but in 1926, the Indian... Oh, boy.
I don't believe it.
Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to try it again. 1926, the Indianapolis 500 finished early for the first time in its history. The race was called after 400 laps due to rain. Frank Lockhart won the race after a 20-lap duel with Dave Lewis.
I remember it well. 1953, Vic Janowitz made his MLB debut on this day, pinch hitting for the Pirates in the 9th inning of a game against Brooklyn. He played just 83 games in his major league career in 53 and 54, but he was the first of 2 former Heisman Trophy winners to play in the major leagues. He won the 1950 Heisman as a tailback at Ohio State. The other Heisman winner, of course, Bo Jackson. Oh,
Wow.
the only 2 guys to win the Heisman and play MLB.
And both are friends of the show.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Only one of them is struggling
Quick
with
hits.
hiccups.
Quick hits. 1961, Carol Hardy pinch hit for Carl Yastrzemski in the 8th inning of today's game and bunted for a single. Of today's game. I don't understand what this means. Of that game, okay.
On May
Yaz
31st.
Yaz is still playing? Oh, yeah, sorry. May 31st, 1961. And then on that day, he became the first and only player to pinch hit for both Yaz and Ted Williams. Very cool. Carol Hardy, the only one to ever pinch hit for Yaz and Ted Williams. Very cool.
1961, the New York Rangers signed longtime Canadiens blue liner Doug Harvey to be their player/head coach for the upcoming season. Not only did the 37-year-old Harvey win the Norris Trophy in his first season in New York, but he led the Rangers to their first playoff appearance in 4 years, too. Harvey played 2 more seasons in Manhattan, but was only player coach for that one.
2008.
Quick hit.
Usain Bolt broke the world record for the 100-meter sprint, recording a time of 9.72 seconds at the Reebok Grand Prix in New York City. The time was 0.2 faster than the previous record held by fellow Jamaican Asafa Powell.
Nice. Okay, quick hit. In 1983, led by Moses Malone and Julius Erving, the Philadelphia 76ers defeated LA 115-108 to complete a 4-game sweep, and win
In today's game.
That's too quick. Today's game. Yes. 4-game sweep and win. He's breaking down and win the NBA Finals. It was only a year between 1980 and 88 that the Celtics or Lakers didn't win the NBA title, and was the only NBA title both Malone's and Irving's careers. The Sixers won 12 games and lost just one during that year's playoffs. I'm going to tell you this. I remember that very well as a kid, going, somebody else won a championship, like somebody else other than Lakers, Celtics, or even in that championship, or that was
1983.
A nice little blip, quick hit.
I think we should have went to the beer store.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Quick hits or birthdays?
Let's do one more quick hit.
All right, I got a quick hit for you. 1999, the Buffalo Sabres returned to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since 1975, when they defeated Toronto 4-2 to win Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Hall of Fame goalie Dominic Hasek had missed the first 2 games of the series with an injury, but he returned for games 3, 4, and 5 and allowed just 2 goals in each of those games after his backup, Dwayne Rollison, had allowed 10 in the first 2 games.
Rolly the goalie.
Mm-hmm. Buffalo, of course, lost to the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games to Dallas on Brett Hull's controversial in the crease goal.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Apparently, Hull was saying he was so banged up in that game that he probably couldn't play a Game 7. If there was a Game 7, Hull's saying he was just limping around at the end of that game. So anyway.
Limping into the crease.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, he was.
One more. 1994, on his 34th birthday, Vancouver forward Greg Adams scored in overtime to give the Canucks a 3-2 win over the Rangers in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Martin Gélina had scored with 1 minute remaining to tie the game for Vancouver and force the overtime. In overtime, Kirk McLean, who had 52 saves in the game, made 17 saves before Adams' goal at 19:26, the first overtime. Happy birthday,
Another
Greg
goal.
Adams.
That's how you score on your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. 1962, Henry Gizmo Williams, CFL receiver, special teamer, Memphis, Tennessee. Gizmo, what a great, Edmonton great. Henry Gizmo Williams, happy birthday in 1962.
Legendary elk.
Thank you.
Holds the CFL records.
Back to your point.
Holds the CFL records for most return touchdowns, 31, and return yards, both kickoff and punt.
You've got a lot of extra notes for this.
Legendary.
That one I knew. That one I just knew.
Yeah. The kickoff in the snow, legendary one.
Yeah.
1967, Kenny Lofton, 6-time MLB All-Star and outfielder, was born in East Chicago, Illinois.
1972, Dodgers manager and 2004 World Series stolen base star Dave Roberts was born in Naha, Japan.
In 1981, Cy Young Award winning pitcher Jake Peavy is born in Mobile, Alabama. Mobile, Alabama turned out a lot of great baseball players, including Jake Peavy.
Yep.
1995, Cy Young Award winning pitcher, another great pitcher, Shane Bieber, was born in Orange, California. Let me ask you this, though. Who's older, Shane Bieber or Justin Bieber?
I'm going to go with Shane Bieber.
It is actually Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Bieber was born in 1994, and Justin Bieber was born in 1994, and Shane Bieber 1995.
Thanks for that.
All right. Both of those men older than Karl Malden.
That's probably true.
But he could play either.
Yeah.
Who's older, Jake Peavy or Jake the Snake Roberts?
In real years or in mileage on the tires? Because Jake the Snake is definitely older.
Do you got one more? Are we done birthdays?
Yeah, I'm going to do
I got one more.
1984. Nate Robinson, the only 3-time winner of the NBA Slam Dunk competition, was born in Seattle, Washington.
I did not know that slam dunk stat. 1990. 2-time Norris Trophy winning defenseman Erik Karlsson in Landsbro, Sweden. I'll tell you one thing about Erik Karlsson. Great hair.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm on board.
Any deaths? Sure.
Many styles.
Couple of deaths here. Matt or Mike.
Deaths. In 2021, during the COVID, we lost Cy Young Award-winning reliever Mike Marshall in Florida. Mike Marshall was the first relief pitcher ever to win the Cy Young. His statistics for that year that he won, like, he didn't start a game. He pitched over 200 innings. He had 15 wins and like 20 saves. it is an unbelievable season. And he was the first reliever ever to win a Cy Young Award.
Which they also say may have screwed up the rest of his career.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Pitching all those innings.
21 saves and 15 wins in the same season. 208 innings.
Insane.
No starts.
Insane.
Crazy.
Boxing legend Jack Dempsey died in 1983. May 31st, 1983 in New York City. Jack Dempsey, if you get a chance, if you're ever visiting the Washington, D.C. area and you get to the National Portrait Museum, they have a Jack Dempsey, Jess Willard giant painting. It's a huge painting of the day that Jack Dempsey beats Jess Willard. That painting used to hang in Dempsey's bar in New York City, and you can still see a little grease on there. And that picture of all the booths that were there beside it. So if you get a chance, check it out. It's a massive painting that was painted especially for his bar, but now is in the National Portrait Museum in D.C.
All right.
Little tidbit for our fans out there.
I think Jack Dempsey probably had great hair too.
Jack Dempsey definitely had great hair.
He won't be in this draft.
We've mentioned so much great hair. Let's get into the draft. And we've decided the draft, this particular episode, is about facial hair and hair on your head. So we're going to now draft the best facial hair, worst facial hair, best hair, worst hair.
Yeah.
Is the four different
in
things.
sports.
In sports.
Yeah, not in broadcast.
Well, not in this room because we lose to Mike for sure. He is a hair model.
According to
Bob Tewksbury
love
called him as a hair model.
Hair model.
But that's the four major or any sports. Doesn't matter four major. Any sport you want in the world, including Matt, if you want, curling.
Yeah.
But who's got first pick here? Is it Matt Kippen?
It's Matt. Yeah.
We predetermined.
We're gonna kick it
Sandy
off.
rolled his
Weird virtual dice.
apparently
virtual
Yeah.
role-playing dice. I'm gonna start with the best hair, iconic hair, $1 million hair, because I think it was insured for $1 million. I'm going with Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great choice.
Great hair.
It made my short list.
Series of commercials too.
I was Head and Shoulders. Absolutely, it did. Yep.
Oh yeah, he's really funny in them too, actually. Okay, that goes to me. So that I'm gonna pick the best facial hair. For me, it's not even a conversation. I know we're gonna have one, but for me, the most iconic facial hair in sports history is Rollie Fingers, the curly Q mustache. He was sort of famous for it. He's still rocking it now, I believe, as we saw in his cameo not that long ago.
Yep.
That's Sandy. She's a hell of a gal.
Do we have that video?
we may add that at the end. Anyway, Rollie Fingers for that mustache. God bless him.
Well, then I'm going to jump in with worst hair. I'm going to spread the categories a little bit.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the worst hair in sports was when David Beckham decided to have cornrows. David Beckham's cornrows. Terrible choice, David Beckham. And I'm putting you on the list.
We are going to have visuals for those.
Oh,
who
yeah.
watch
These
us
visuals
on
are popping
YouTube.
up on YouTube.
You will be able to see what the hell we're talking about.
And check our Instagram as well. We'll put them on there as well.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I gotta just add that to my list.
Oh, don't look at pictures. It's disturbing.
Okay, I am going to, let me see here. Oh gosh, I am going to go with worst hair in sports, and I think I'm going to say this qualifies. I'm going to go with Mark Davis, owner Mark Davis.
Oh yeah, he has that weird
Dumb and Dumber
bowl
look.
cut. Yeah,
It's a Dumb and Dumber look. Yeah.
a good pick.
It's something.
That's terrible. That is terrible
It
hair.
is.
You have
Like
so much money and you can't get a good haircut.
Going from Troy Polamalu to Mark Davis, I feel good about my picks. I didn't say, but of course,
his
Troy
dad had good
Polamalu,
hair.
the NFL
defensive
player,
back. Yeah,
or the Steelers.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with worst facial hair.
Yeah.
My pick is legendary third overall NBA draft pick Adam Morrison.
Yeah.
I think, to me, I'm no basketball scout, but to me, if we're like, okay, who are we going to pick? And you see that dude's feeble mustache, I think immediately you just go, no, we're not taking that guy.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he turned out to have a horrendous and like a really forgettable NBA career.
He did.
How long did he rock that for?
Oh.
Like, I don't think I saw him without it.
Never.
No, I don't think so
Never.
either.
No.
Never looked in the mirror once and said maybe.
Like, did it not his teammates say, hey, man, we're never going to win. We're the Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
The Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah.
We're not going to win, but can you at least give us a chance and get rid of that thing?
And the thing is,
It also made him kind of unlikable.
every time I saw it, it was unlikable. Every time I saw it, I always thought of like that Cheers episode where they have the facial hair contest.
Yeah.
And, like Cliff Clavin's beard's horror. Like just nothing really. It's
Wolfman,
wispy.
yeah.
It just doesn't really. It's like
it comes in patches.
It's like he did Movember,
feeble.
reverse Movember. I don't know what you call that.
Yes, it was just
Reverse Movember.
Yeah, the hair went in his face.
annoying. He grew it backwards.
For a bad cause?
Yeah, for bad
how
cause.
it works?
He took money away.
It was raising money for
What an ass.
for cancer.
She made him such a mistake.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
all that.
I think I can turn that around and go and make it a positive and go with best facial hair. And I'm going to go modern because we may not. Spencer Strider's.
Yeah, okay.
Other than his thighs, what might stand out for him most is his sweet mustache.
He looks like Wyatt Earp.
And I think
awesome.
And it's just like Spencer Strider made a good choice. He's going to have this sensible in a way mustache, which seems out of the era but perfect for the era.
Yeah.
Although I do again note his thighs because Buck Martinez went hog wild the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Look at his thighs. Hank, look at those thighs. You can't believe his thighs.
And we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
And then
that's right. We talked about his thighs, and then Buck jumped on the bandwagon.
it was like we were
Yeah.
in the room with him.
Yeah.
and
we
you
could
came up
be.
with a song, which
Oh,
was, of course,
to-
Juice
to-
Newton's.
To
Juice Newton.
Betty Davis.
Yeah,
eyes.
that's right. You're not going to sing it because you're going to get sued. Is that what it is?
I don't.
He's got.
I don't think Juice Newton sang Betty
He's-
Davis' eyes. By the way,
Oh.
No?
No. That does.
That was
yeah.
a
I don't know who it was, but it wasn't Juice Newton. Is Angel of the Morning.
Yes.
That's right. And Queen of Hearts.
And
isn't
Queen of
it?
Hearts.
So Kim Carnes?
No, I'm gonna look this up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's keep
The song
draft.
is "He's Got Spencer Strider Thighs."
Yeah.
Is the song we're trying to. I'm gonna.
I'm really
Matt,
I
were
really
you?
wanna
Were
know
you?
who-
Just
It
tell me
is-
this. Were you not going to sing that song because you thought you were going to?
No, I just
It
wasn't.
is
gonna
okay,
sing.
Kip. You're right. It's Kim Carnes.
Yeah,
Kim Carnes.
I thought so.
Kim Carnes hit Betty Davis Thighs.
I
Frank,
just
you
want
can just
people
edit
to-
that in.
I want people to sing it for themselves and really enjoy it the way.
Oh,
the
I
way
see.
we did.
So just
Spencer
put the
Strider
lyric
Thighs
"Spencer Strider Thighs"
by Kim Carnes.
Put it in your head.
Enjoy it, folks.
Enjoy.
Okay.
It's a real thigh worm.
We were only halfway through this thing.
Oh, geez. Okay, so Sandy, you picked Spencer.
Strider.
You picked best.
Yeah.
I've done my best and my worst, so I'm going to go for best facial hair, and come on, Lanny McDonald's mustache.
Yeah. On my list,
Yeah,
but he didn't have the thighs to match.
No.
big red bushy mustache, just a fantastic mustache. And Sandy, you tell that story about how didn't he come? Was it him who had the big hand on
Yeah,
his
he
shoulder?
came to Second City and we were improvising, and he put his hand on my shoulder during Dr. Know-It-All. Those fans of improv out there know it's when three people become one, start answering questions, and he started getting more and more nervous, and his hand just started grasping my shoulder, like really grasping my shoulder, and I was just like, Lanny, you got to ease up, and Lanny, you got to ease up, Lanny, you got to ease up, because it was just the meat hook in that guy. His hand is double the size, like two sides of the hand. It was like George Foreman hands.
But wait, if you became one for this improv,
Yes, thank you.
You possessed the mustache. Did he have the mustache?
Of
course.
Matt Kippen.
Come on.
Did Lanny McDonald have the mustache?
So, in a sense, you had.
I was the
mustache.
right side of his mustache for that very scene. As he was tearing my shoulder off, I was still part of his mustache.
All right. Well, that's my pick for best facial hair.
Great choice,
Okay.
Lanny McDonald.
My choice for worst hair. There's not a lot. This is going to be. You're going to need the photo, which folks will see, and I'll have to show it to you guys afterwards. I will bring it up here if you want to see it now, because I had never seen it before. But it's Al Iafredi. And look at that.
Oh, my
Yeah.
there's
No,
that shot.
that is.
Al Iafredi
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
is balding
yeah.
and has a mullet at the same time.
Well, it's called a skullet.
It's a skullet.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would say it's not all his
Yeah.
choice, but some of that's his choice.
A lot, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You could do a lot better with
Yeah.
with
I had-
the
I had
with the hand
no
you're
idea.
dealt. Yeah,
He ended up with the Capitals?
yeah.
Disturbing.
Yeah, that haircut is something else. So Al is my pick for worst hair.
Worst hair. Okay. Well, this is, I debated this one, best hair. I've gone modern with Strider, so that's okay. So I'm going to bounce back and go classic Oscar Gamble afro. Oscar Gamble,
I knew
best
you were gonna do that.
hair. You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
And I love that story Bill Simmons tells about being pulled over by the police and for speeding. And the cop says, I need your driver's license and registration. And Bill Simmons opens up his glove compartment. Out tumbles an Oscar Gamble baseball card, big afro being pushed down by the hat. And the cop says, oh, I love that card. I love that card. Get out of here.
Oh, wow.
He says I carry that card with me everywhere. It's my favorite baseball card, Oscar
So
Gamble's
good.
hair, and I got him out of a ticket once by a cop.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Kippen, last one.
Last. Is it me?
No, yeah, it's you. It's not your last one.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Oh,
you
yeah,
pick
right. You
first.
started out.
I
yeah.
just need worst facial hair. And I got it down to 2,
Okay.
but somebody else is picking too, right?
Yeah, I still have to pick.
All right. This is just a weird decision. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Michael Jordan with his Hitler mustache. Remember when he had like the little?
Briefly, yes.
Yes.
I mean, that was just a
It was
weird choice.
Yeah.
And I think it's worthy of
Sure.
worst facial hair.
Who was he trolling?
I don't think he was. I think he was just.
It was like in a
Odd.
commercial, wasn't it? And
That's a perfect example of you're too rich and you don't have anybody in your life to say no.
Don't do it.
To tell you to say, hey,
Don't do it, Michael.
you're leaving the house with a little Hitler mustache.
Don't
Don't
do
do
it,
that.
Don't do it, Michael.
He's too rich.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's a good pick. My only one left
That's
is
Robin Williams used to say cocaine is God's way of telling you have too much money. So
Right.
having a Hitler mustache
is another way.
is another way.
Clearly, you have too much money. The most iconic or best hair of all time. I've got a couple debates here, but I'm going to go with. He's one of my favorite players too, so that's kind of pushing him over the edge. I'm going with Ben Wallace, NBA center,
Yeah.
who had
Yeah.
one of the great afros as well. Ben Wallace, an undersized center. He would always like have his hair up way higher, make him look taller.
Yep.
And I loved Ben Wallace's game, and I loved everything about him. So I'm picking him for the hair because I loved it so much.
Absolutely.
And I love him as a player.
I love him as a player. Great defensive player, great rebounder.
Yeah.
And fantastic bobblehead too with that afro.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Well, you know, I had a lot of.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, sorry.
Mike. Who was your worst hair, or have you not done that?
Do we have to clear this up on the air now? Is Al Iafredi?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
We'll edit that out. Don't worry about it. Okay, I have last choice. Worst facial hair is my category. Here's the thing I got to tell you guys. I love a mustache. I hate a beard. And there's been so many guys who have messed up the sports beard in so many different ways. And I think maybe it's a tough decision really for me because one of them, it drives me a little bit crazy and irritates. But other one, I remember just being so bad. Justin Turner's beard. Turner's beard all the time was so raggedy and terrible. And in being a redhead looks, I'm sorry, Matt, but looks pretty bad. I considered James Harden's beard also because I just imagine the volume of sweat in that thing, but it's fairly well maintained. Yeah. Justin Turner's beard, never maintained. No. So that's a pretty good little mixture of what we got here. And we're going to bring in
I just want to can I just say?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Wasn't our inspiration for this draft Jagger, and nobody took him.
You know what it is for me? I couldn't decide where you put it.
It was in my best.
Yeah, I had him in worst, but felt bad about it.
Yeah, so it's interesting because it's all.
And we forgot one that kind of changed the sport of tennis, Andre Agassi.
Yeah.
It wasn't real, though.
Which was a wig.
Yeah, but he brought in a lot more younger audience.
You're absolutely
because of
right.
that,
Image is everything.
I also,
Yes.
I also couldn't decide whether I was putting them in hair or facial hair. But if you get a chance, look up golfer Cameron Smith.
Oh yeah,
He
I
has,
saw that.
he's got quite a look.
Also, nobody picked Pat Riley.
we talked about him here.
That hair was pretty iconic back in the day.
I felt like when Bryce Harper had short hair, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Here's that. But this is the thing when I talk about worst facial hair.
Also, Bo Bichette.
No.
Wait a minute. Who was the dude that the Jays let go last year with the
Gurriel?
Yeah. with the crazy
Gurriel's hair.
Crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of
Here's the beard. Brandon Marsh's beard, horrible. But back in the day, Bagwell's goatee, gross. Euclid's goatee, gross.
Yeah.
Euclid and Bagwell, equally bad goatees.
Yes.
Horrible.
Very good call.
Osworth.
I had him as for great.
Remember that?
That's
sculpted?
that is undoubtedly iconic hair.
It is.
It's not good.
And especially color the stripes on the side of his head and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out how our judge Aaron O'Brien feels about this. He'll certainly want to weigh in on both these, all these different looks. And let's get right to it. Known for his work as one of Canada's most sought-after celebrity hairstylists, Aaron O'Brien has been taking care of some of the top names in Canadian television for the past 10 years. After winning a national hair competition on daytime television in 2015, Aaron is now a well-known television personality and hair expert on the Maryland Dennis Show, Your Morning, and TSC. If you're in the Southern Ontario region, I highly recommend checking out his salon. Even though we are sponsored by Cabin Salon, it's quite a different experience over at the Cellar Salon in downtown Toronto. He opened it in 2015. This award-winning salon houses some of the most creative and ambitious stylists in Canada who truly care about the art of hair. And if you can't get to his salon, then pick up or order his amazing AOB products at aobproducts.ca. As well, I've seen them in the Chatters stores as well in your local mall. Spoiler alert, he's Irish. Please welcome to This Day in Sports, Aaron O'Brien. Hello, Aaron.
Woo! Oh my God, I'm blushing so much. Like I couldn't have a better introduction myself, Sandy.
Well, we're absolutely thrilled to have you here. Yes, full disclosure, we have a sponsorship with Cabin, which is a gentleman's supply and barbershop in the GTA. But
I've heard of them. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
It's a fabulous place. Quite a different experience than the Cellar. You don't see like Maryland Dennis or any of those folks rolling into the Cabin, but
looking for a hair fade.
Yeah,
short back and sides.
But we're delighted to have you here. We know the AOB products are great. Well, I use those all the time. Kylie, of course, my wife, uses them all the time. There was even some controversy in our house this past month, Aaron, because Kylie's mother, we sent her some AOB for Mother's Day, and her sister used it on the dog.
I bet you that dog had the best hair ever.
Yes.
Truly,
Beyonce blowout hair, like fabulousness.
I mean,
that was the case.
It was worth the awkward argument and a day of cold shoulders for the dog to look beautiful, I think.
Sure.
Dogs deserve good hair too, okay?
That's fair. Totally fair. So Aaron, Matt, Mike, and myself have put together a list of what we think are the best and worst facial hair in sports. Connection to yourself. How much sports do you watch, Aaron? I imagine all the time.
I don't even know any sports, to be honest. I haven't got a clue what anything is when it comes to sports. My husband used to play rugby. I know that.
There you go.
But in regards to sports, I do not know the world of sports. But I know the world of hair. And that's what you have me here for.
But if you had to play one sport, it could be Olympic sport, a team sport. If you had to play one, which do you think it would be?
I think I would make an absolutely amazing ice skater.
Yeah.
Right on.
I have those long legs. I can spin up in the air.
Perfect choice.
Well,
that just sounded a bit weird, but anyway.
Totally fair. It's not, they're exactly right. This is what we really want to have, almost an unbiased opinion. Like, I don't care. You don't care so much about the player itself, just the look, and that might be important because sometimes we have guests or judges on that go, I just don't like this guy. He might be a great player, but I don't like this guy at all. So I'm not going to put him on my team. That's going to be unbiased. This is going to be totally just based on that facial and hair situation that's going on with these different players.
That's it. No, yeah, I got it.
So we want to jump right in and take a look. I think maybe the best way to start is maybe just get into best facial hair. Why don't we start there with the three teams there? You've got some in front of you, and we'll share those.
I've got these in front of me. All right, so we're probably going to start off with team one on the best facial hair. So we have, starting off with Lanny McDonald's, which I think is a Scottish, and considering he has red hair and this beautiful red mustache.
Yes.
This is supposed to be best facial hair, but looking at this kind of looks creepy. This is creepy man looking through my window. That like I'm storing food in my mustache and I'm going to eat it vibes. So I don't really know if this is a best hair vibe for me. Like, that mustache could clean my car. That's what that mustache could do. But I don't know. It's like, if maybe in the hipster world this might be kind of cool, but it's a little bit unkempt. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a good design to this mustache. So I'm not too privy to this being the best facial hair. So we'll move on down the list. We have best hair. We have, I'm not going to pronounce this name, Troy Palamil.
Well, can we shift? Sorry, Aaron, just to jump in. Can we just keep on the best facial hair? Because I don't want to confuse our audience.
Okay. I'm going to go best facial hair.
And you did
sorry.
You just mentioned
We're going to team two. All right. With team 2, Spencer Strider, whoever this guy is, he looks like is this a baseball player?
Yes,
It is. It is.
Okay, he's giving me baseball vibes. You know what? This is a good mustache.
Yeah.
This is a good mustache. I like the shape of this mustache. It's not hanging over the lip too much. I think it has a good design. Very manly. I think I'm enjoying that one. I think it looks good. That's for team 2.
Yes.
Right. Team 3 we have here. What's with the creepy people? Who is this?
The Raleigh Fingers mustache.
Raleigh Fingers. He's been twirling those fingers, Raleigh's finger around that mustache.
Now that you say it, too, Raleigh Fingers is kind of a creepy sounding name too. Actually, when you couple it with the mustache too, yeah.
It is like Raleigh Finger. No, Raleigh Fingers. What Raleigh Fingers? What? That's just not even know what that means.
Let's not ask.
Let's not ask that question. Okay, giving me hipster vibes, very barbershop. Like I don't love it, but I think a lot of people might relate to this in the hipster community, and it might be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it has a bit of design to it. He's made an effort, so
yes.
I'll give this a pass. This is a pass.
So that we were mentioning cabin. This is the kind of mustache you might see roll into cabin. Like that's a hipster look right there. That's going get that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
he's wearing maybe he's wearing a pair of flared jeans. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're washing your car with Lanny's mustache, then you're waxing it with Raleigh's.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there you go. Wash and wax.
Well, we've done the best facial hair. Let's switch gears and go back and talk about worst facial hair. We've
okay. So we have team 1 with Michael Jordan. If I didn't know who Michael Jordan was, there's something wrong with me. This is giving me. I probably just missed the spot vibes. Like it is. It is a bit like offensive. I'm looking and going like Hitler kind of little mustache. Yeah. I don't know. This is pretty bad.
Yeah.
This is pretty bad. Makes me kind of sad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. That is definitely a worse facial hair vibe for me for team 1. All right, team 2. Okay, Justin Turner giving me that hipster beard. Okay, this is supposed to be worst, but I think this looks like he's on the field. He's on the field here. He looks like. What's he playing, by the way?
Baseball. This is the Dodgers.
Oh, this is another baseball dude. Okay, so if this was groomed, I'm saying this is actually good. I think this would be a good facial hair moment. It's just, what's he supposed to do? Style his hair or his beard on the face or the baseball fields?
I think it makes him look like he's a part of a Civil War reenactment.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's not trying to do that, but it kind of does make him look like that.
But does that not make it kind of cool?
Yeah.
I don't know. Reenactments, they're kind of cool. So I gotta give this one a pass.
Wait a minute.
It's not.
Wait a minute. Reenactments are kind of cool. Who says that?
Don't let that go. Yeah.
I say it. It's a line from me. But I gotta give that one a pass. It's not too bad. Like I've seen people walking around in the hipster community with that. I think it looks pretty cool.
Okay.
All right, we're on team 3 now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, this is Adam Morrison's pubescent mustache.
Yes.
This is bad. This is giving me this is very High School Musical, Zac Efron. I'm growing a few hairs on my face. This is pretty bad. Yeah.
That's fair.
Kind of trashy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is kind of trashy too, yeah.
All right, team 3. So you got that one down. I like that. That's a bad one.
Now we're gonna go back to positive. Best hair, maybe we'll start with T1 here. Troy Polamalu, who's plays for the Steelers in these pictures here.
The name I cannot pronounce. I'm the worst at pronouncing names.
Totally fair.
You know what? This is some killer hair. Like, this is some good hair. Like, he shouldn't even wear a helmet. If he wears a helmet, he shouldn't even wear a helmet because that hair's so good. Like, this is definitely giving me big hair, beachy moments. I like this one.
Yeah,
he's famously was in a Head and Shoulders multiple commercials for his hair actually.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. Does he have dandruff? Do we not
dandruff? I've never seen it.
Not anymore. Because he uses Head and Shoulders.
That's right,
all right, that's a good one. Well done, team 1 on that one. That's a good one. All right, we have Oh, Oscar Gamble's this is good hair.
Yeah.
I like this hair. This is I'm confident. This is I am present. I am here. Look at my cool afro. And I love natural hair. It's amazing. So I'm giving that big thumbs up.
Yeah.
So team 2, good job.
Okay.
All right. Then we have Ben Wallace. Actually, no, I know Ben Wallace. There's someone I know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty cool as well. I like this as well. Natural hair. I'm all about rocking natural hair. I think it looks good, adds a bit of presence. And you know what? He's got that attitude, and so does the hair. So this is big thumbs up as well.
All right.
All right, well done, team 3.
So we all did well for the best hair. We all seem to get to do well there.
Yes, it was all good choices for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's get into words.
Just have taste, guys. Just have taste. Oh, good God, team 1, worst hair. Oh God,
that's a billionaire with that hair.
Who is it?
Oh God,
it's Mark Davis.
Oh right.
Do you know that shrunken head situation where someone looks like their head's like a pea?
Yeah,
that's what that hair is doing to his head. It's kind of what's that movie? Oh, Dumb and Dumber. Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me Lloyd vibes. But you know what? Like, it's probably the worst haircut I've seen in a long time. But he's actually pulling it off. He's smiling. He's happy.
Yeah.
It's the worst haircut with a pretty, I think, cool personality. He seems like a cool guy.
He's probably not.
I highly doubt it. I think he's a very, very weird rich guy.
Oh, okay. So wait, what does he play?
He's actually the owner of the Raiders in football.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, he doesn't look like he plays any sports.
No, I don't think he gets a lot of fresh air. No,
I don't think he gets off the couch.
He inherited the team from his father, and now but his dad had good hair actually, and unfortunately, this guy not at all.
No.
Well, that hairdresser should be fired.
Yeah, probably isn't one. I think he does it himself.
Yeah.
At home.
That's a bowl on the head situation.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we are moving on to team 2 here for worst hair. David Beckham. Here, I'm knowing these people. I know David Beckham.
Of course you know David Beckham.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what do I think of this? Oh, this is a tricky one because I think culturally it's not the best thing to do. Like a bit of cultural appropriation there. Whether some people agree or disagree, I don't know how I feel about that. But you know what? He kind of looks good in everything. Even though I don't necessarily agree with the hairstyle. I think he looks good in it.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of rocking that hairstyle.
Yeah.
I would say Beckham too internationally made the faux hawk even like a big thing. Like he did everything he did with the hair set a lot of trends internationally, I think.
We all copied off him. I know in Europe and Ireland, like everybody wanted a David Beckham hair, you know? And actually when he sported this hairstyle, I don't think it was it wouldn't be known as bad. People wouldn't kind of say anything about it. But now people are starting to educate themselves a little bit more when it comes to these hairstyles and giving ownership to the people who have created these hairstyles in the first place. But yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, sure.
I can't say it's the worst hairstyle because it's not the worst hairstyle because he still looks hot.
But if
your criteria is your own.
If you see this guy though, if you're at the airport and everyone's coming back from like a Caribbean vacation and you see this guy coming back from like Barbados and he's got this hair done, you're like, that guy's kind of an asshole. I mean, I would think that that's asshole bead territory.
Just in case you wondered, that's Sandy's team.
Now that we've had this conversation, I feel like he's missing like a few beads maybe in there where I think let's say it's a worse hairstyle just because if I did see him in the airport I'd go, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, you judge him
just for that.
I judge him just for that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. It is the worst. Now team 3, worst hair. Oh crap, this is a bad one, isn't it?
Oh man.
Here, this is hockey player. I see.
Oh, of course it is.
That's Al Iafredi. Yes.
I don't know. This is kind of a disconnected mullet. It's like you have conservative in the front, in the middle they don't know what they're doing, and then at the back it's definitely a party at the back here. This is the worst hairstyle, but you know what? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's living his best life on that hockey ring. Okay.
It's almost like you said Paul Molyu should not wear a helmet. I'm afraid he
should always wear a helmet. Yeah. That is 3 bad hairstyles in one.
That's 3 bad hairstyles in one. So these are all.
Yeah. It's a weird mullet.
It's all bad. It's a weird mullet.
You got the business and you got the party, but you got it's like when you go to work and then you got a party later, but you got like 6 hours to kill in the middle. You know, there's just this blank
waiting period. Yeah, the waiting period. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I think his all did pretty good on your choices here. Apart from, I think, some of these best facial hair situations.
Yeah.
So I suppose I have to choose who I feel has won this challenge.
Yes, that is your responsibility.
And I mean,
that's a big responsibility.
You can factor in time period if you want. You know, like maybe a bushier mustache was more in fashion years ago. Maybe it's coming back.
Sounds like a guy.
I don't know about that.
There's a guy lobbying for his team again for team one.
Yeah. Also a redhead.
Naked.
This is a hard one.
Matt, actually, if you grew a mustache, you could go as Lanny McDonald for Halloween.
All year round. Yeah. Just go to Lanny's house, though. Just make one trip. Go to Lanny McDonald's.
Okay, all right. I think I've chosen what I think here. Oh, I think I have to give it to team 1.
Which is that?
Here's team 1.
Hey.
Matt's team 1. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just tell you why. All right, the first one, he was wash your car with that mustache vibes. The second one was pretty bad. Like, didn't like that. Best hair, he had the most fabulous hair out of best hair. Worst hair, he definitely had the worst hair. And he looks like an asshole. And then you have team 2.
We don't know that. We don't know that. We just think he looks like one.
We kind of do.
We're saying team 2, best facial hair. I feel good facial hair. Second one said it was bad, but I didn't think it was bad. I just thought you had a bad hair day or bad beard day. Next one was good. Second one was worst, as in, like, my opinion of, I would think he's an arsehole at the airport, but he still looks good. Yeah. And then team 3, rolling fingers, best facial hair. Didn't really think it was the best facial hair. Worst facial hair. He just looked like he's gone through puberty. Best hair. It wasn't as good as the afro I've seen before. And then worst hair. It was worse, but he owns it. So I'm not letting him away with that one.
Yep, I get it.
That's right. That's
true. That's the Ally Frady. So interesting enough, Aaron O'Brien, fan of Ally Frady's hair and Justin Turner's beard.
Yep.
Put those two together. That's quite a
Would not have predicted that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Listen, my mind works in mysterious ways.
That's totally fair. You actually, you talk about hair, but your facial hair actually is very on point. Do you retain your, like, you do a lot of like a regime to take care of your facial hair as well, Aaron?
Listen, I have to color this hair. I have to trim this hair on a daily. You know, I don't just wake up like this. You know, this doesn't just happen. This prettiness doesn't just happen in the morning. This takes time and effort.
You've got your own business. You got 2 kids. Like, how do you have that extra time?
You know what? I just do it on the go. You know, it could be driving the car, razor in one hand, that mirror up there, shaving away. I have an apron around me to catch that hair when I'm on the go. I do what I can with the time that I have, Sandy.
That's exactly it. I don't know how you sleep.
Do you have any tips for the rest of us who don't, like, should we use conditioner every day? Yeah. Is there one kind of hair tip that we should have?
Oh, that's a good one. All right, guys, shampoo your hair twice, never once.
Oh.
And yes, always shampoo twice.
How often a week?
Once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once a week, shampoo your hair, but do it twice.
Twice at that time. Okay.
Twice. So first shampoo gets rid of any impurities in the hair, any buildup in the scalp, or anything that, like, if you're using hair product. Then the second shampoo, whatever, if you're using a good shampoo, which you should always use a good shampoo, ALB. You should, all those good ingredients, if there's any nutrients in there, they'll be able to soak into the scalp a little bit better. And then if there's any extra residue, the second shampoo gets rid of it. So your hair is super clean. And this actually prevents hair loss. So if you're cleaning your hair properly, keeping your follicles clear. So 2 shampoos always.
Okay, there it is.
Right. Okay, did not know that.
There you go.
Yeah, people are thinking I'm going to jump on this podcast and just hear about sports, but
No.
now they've got hair care
Yeah.
on top of all of that.
It's all hair care.
Free bonus from This Day in Sports, right from Aaron O'Brien. Aaron, thank you so much for doing this. That was hilarious.
You're very welcome.
You're saying you don't know a lot of sports, but hell, you're the funniest guest about hair. That's for sure.
Sure.
Well, it was fun times. Yous are great. It was great being a guest, and wish you all the best. Yous are fantastic.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks so much, Aaron. It was
Come
great.
back.
Yeah, please.
I will. For more hair stories. All right, bye,
Love you on
guys.
for some reason, yeah.
Okay, well, that went about as well as we thought it was going to go, and definitely some great comments from. It's funny to always talk to somebody outside of the sports world where you're introducing these looks for the first time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, this has been This Day in Sports for May 31st. That guy is Mike Shera.
That guy is Sandy Job and Bevins.
Wait, I got to do myself.
Yeah, that's right.
This guy's Matt Gibbons.
Over there's Frank.
Oh, yeah, Frank, come on.
Hey, Frank Russo. Thanks so much. We'll see you in after this episode. We're into June, so we'll see you in June.